Okay, here we have the CB350 4-cylinder. Just a lovely machine. It runs, rides, and shifts very smoothly through all the gears. All of the lights are working. It doesn't smoke out of the exhaust or leak any fluids. No trouble like that. This bike has been fully reconditioned under previous ownership. The paint has been nicely redone by a professional out of Illinois. This lovely candy, very deep clear coat on it. The pinstripes are hand painted to replicate the originals. The exhaust system is the original style 4x4. This is actually a replica off of David Silver spares to replicate the originals very, very nicely, and most importantly, they're much more rust proof than the originals would have been. That's a very prone area for corrosion on these bikes. The engine has been freshly bored and honed with new pistons, piston rings. The carbs have been fully rebuilt, new battery of course, tires front and rear, brakes have been rebuilt. There's a stainless steel brake line for the front brake. The regulator rectifier and stator have been upgraded, new drive chain of course. All of that while apart, the frame, swing arm and chain guard, a couple other little bits here and there, received black powder coating rather than being painted, including the triple clamp bolts, things like this, as well as the center and kickstands. The previous owner was concerned about the bike sinking in to the asphalt and had a small little puck added to the kickstand, which I think is kind of prudent on a bike that you don't want to flop over on its side while a sunny day. Since acquiring the bike, we've done just a couple of things. The tube had been pinched in the front wheel, allowing it to slowly leak air overnight, so we've replaced the front tube along with a new front tire also. The floats were out of adjustment, so we have adjusted all the float heights as well as the mixture screws. The bike has an upgraded electronic ignition system, no more ignition points to adjust there. Upgraded ignition coils, plug wires, plug caps. The bike has a nice aftermarket cylinder head gasket, which really helps with any seepage or anything that might occur, as well as the upgraded hex stainless head bolts and things like that. Just a gorgeous machine, very well done on the recondition job. As I mentioned, we had just a couple of minor things here and there to correct on it. Let's go ahead and fire it up and see how it sounds. Just a little bit of a buzz there from the cam chain tensioner, which is pretty typical for these bikes at idle. Under revs, the slack in the cam chain tightens up and doesn't make any noise then. Very common with the smaller inline 4s, the 550 and 500s, stuff like that. Anyhow, gorgeous machine. Don't hesitate to ask any questions or provide a few comments. Thanks for watching.